Oh, hi Mark. The Disaster Artist. This movie stars James Franco, Dave Franco, Alison Brie, along with a lot of stars, a lot of cameos. This is based off, this is the story and the making of The Room. This is the Tommy Wiseau and Greg something movie. And basically, this is their life. This is how they made this movie that is infamous for being the worst movie of all time. Now, from the bat, I'm going to tell you guys, I've never seen the full Room. I've seen clippets on YouTube, and it's fucking awful. I know it is. Everyone knows it is, and it's kind of one of those movies that become a cult classic. A movie that is so bad, it's good, and that's not the case for me. A few of my friends are trying to get me to watch it. I probably will at some stage, just for the sake of it. But this movie's fucking awful. But we're talking the Disaster Artist. We're talking the behind-the-scenes stuff. This is a movie made about the movie. Now, as this movie goes, this movie's pretty good. This movie shows these Tommy Wiseau's character very, very well. It shows him making the movie and becoming friends with Greg, who helps him make the movie, stars in it with him. And it shows the whole process, and it shows how eccentric and weird and just odd Tommy is. And I didn't think they did a great job with that. He's one of the most mysterious guys in Hollywood at the moment, and they did a really good show of showing that. No one knows how he got his money. No one knows where he's from, how old he is. He always claims that he's the same age as the dude starring in him, who was 19 at the start of the movie. And it's definitely an interesting one. They took a concept that they could have just laughed at, that a lot of people laugh at, and make a movie to laugh at. They didn't. They showed it was kind of inspiring, an inspiring take on making this movie that didn't turn out to be what Tommy wanted it to be, but it ended up making, I think, a lot more movie. And at the start of this movie, without spoiling anything, they have little, actual actors coming in and talking about the room and stuff, and I can't remember who it is, and they say this movie is still being talked about and shown now, and there's movies that won the Oscars in that year that people don't talk about. So I guess in that way, it did have a huge effect in cinema of how bad it truly was and got people talking. The Disaster Artist as a movie is pretty solid. I think they showed it off really well, and the acting, James Franco's acting as Tommy is pretty good, and I liked Seth Rogen was pretty good in this. Dave Franco was pretty good in this movie. There was a lot of characters and actors that were kind of just in there for the sake of having the big actor in there. Whether it was close to the actor or not, I can't really tell. I think a lot of these are really smaller actors and it's hard to tell their story, which kind of give you something you can't really build off with the side characters because they're not very known, because it's obviously more about Tommy and Greg making this movie. The biggest gripe with this movie isn't actually the movie itself, but the room, and I don't like that this movie, it's celebrating such a shit movie, and I know it's very cult and people love it. I just don't like the idea of celebrating a movie that's that bad and making a movie about it, making everyone love it. And Tommy himself is just he's not a good actor, he's not a good director, he's a weird dude, and without his money he really would be nowhere. And honestly, this movie really makes me dislike Tommy Wiseau even more. Not the portrayal of James Franco. James Franco was quite good, as I said before, but the things he does in this movie, he's just a dick. And obviously I can't really spoil too much because it is a true story, but I won't tell you some of the stuff that happens behind the scenes. But he's just a dick, and it does make him seem like a dick. This movie, though, regardless of the character being a real character, it makes it very hard to review because I'm reviewing the movie itself inside the movie. And as a movie, as the Disaster Artist movie goes, I think it's made very well. The acting's very good. The story's very accurate. The actual framing and the scenes of reacting the scenes that they did for the room, very, very accurate, so I'll give it that. But as a movie, I think this is very, very well made, very, very funny at times. I think that part is because of Tommy and the actual room itself, but it was hard for me to enjoy at times. I really did enjoy this movie, but I wasn't loving this movie because I just didn't really like Tommy Wiseau, and I didn't like the whole idea of celebrating such a shit show movie. Just my opinion, it is a very well done movie, and maybe if you're one of the guys that really like The Room and just think it's fucking awesome because it's so bad, as a couple of my friends do, they really, really love this movie, and I think this movie is really, really good as well, but I just didn't love it as much as I should have, maybe because my dislike of the shit show that is The Room. I'm giving this movie a B. Thank you guys for watching my review of The Disaster Artist, obviously based on The Room. You never know, one day I could be reviewing The Room on this channel. I hope I don't have to, because it's looking like it's going to be an F, because if I have to put myself through that entire movie, I'm going to be crying. But The channel is fully up to date. I watched this movie last night, uploading this 2 days after, so I'm very quick on it. It's straight onto it. I have a couple of days off between videos now, but I uploaded like 12 straight days or something ridiculous. So I've been pretty good with my uploading, guys, and then I'm seeing Star Wars tomorrow night. It'll probably be tonight. I'll probably be uploading it the same night as I'm seeing it. But that is it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. You guys can subscribe, you can like, you can comment below your thoughts on The Room, The Disaster Artist, my review, anything you like. But of course, have a good one.